It's Luke and Naomi.
Welcome to episode 66, Luke and Naomi on air, featuring Naomi's Under a Rock reviews.
We're back.
We are back, and special one this time.
It is.
We had enough time, so this is going to be our first ever double feature, Naomi's Under a Rock review double feature.
That's right.
I had Naomi sit down and watch Rocky, the original, from what is it, 1976?
Yeah,
I didn't realize.
something like that.
I thought the original, first Rocky was closer to 80 anyway, but whatever. So, sat down and watched that. Ended up having a bunch of shit go down. So, we just didn't end up recording last week.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, it was like, hey, Sunday night rolls around. Why don't we watch Rocky 2 and run these back to back?
That's right.
I mean, I think I could have this wrong. Rocky fans, you'll have to let me know. I feel like Rocky has to be watched back to back. Maybe just because I grew up with all of them on TNT every Saturday.
Well, and how Rocky 1 ends and how it fits so well with Rocky 2 and just pick it right back up.
Yeah, it does.
You know, compared to a lot of times when you have a sequel where some time has gone or this or that. No, it's exactly the same time.
Yeah.
You know.
So we figured, what the hell? We'll get it done just like Rocky 1 rolls into. Because, I mean, they literally repeat 10 minutes of Rocky 1 right at the beginning
basically.
of Rocky 2. So
yeah.
There you go. That's coming up in just a couple minutes. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy 2024.
Yay, we made it.
You sound really excited.
I'm still dealing with being sick from before. So it sounds like there's a frog in my throat and it's driving me nuts. So every time I go, yay, or anything like that, it just...
It
I'm
catches
not
a little
happy.
bit.
Yeah, I'm not happy right now.
Still some congestion and stuff like that. From
This is the longest I've ever been sick. I'm pretty sure.
I wouldn't say you're still sick. You got some congestion going on.
Yeah, that won't go away.
It's a bummer. It absolutely is. So that's basically how our new year started. I
Yeah.
suppose with being sick
and then we got over it.
just before. I mean, we are better, and you could tell if you listen to last episode to this episode. There is probably a really, really good. Big difference.
There's a big difference, yeah.
So yeah, the difference between 65 and 66, you'll definitely be able to hear. So polar plunge probably didn't help you do that to not so polar plunge. I can't call it the polar plunge.
It's a polar plunge.
It's the
It's
Luke and
cold.
Naomi not so polar plunge.
Did you post that video, by the way?
The video is up. It's on. You can find it on our Facebook page and YouTube page. Luke and Naomi on air both. Check it out. I put it up on our YouTube Shorts too, because that's a thing now.
Okay, because there's always got to be more, right?
So so you'll find it all over the YouTube. And if you're subscribed, you probably got a reminder, a heads up, a notification, so you knew that we posted something. So that's the benefits of subscribing when you're over there checking out the plunge video. This is much better than last year's.
It is, because you did a video for that, and we just did not have it set up in the right spot.
We totally missed the mark last
we
year.
did.
I don't even know where that video. I think that's on Luke and Naomi on Air's Facebook page somewhere.
Probably.
But, I mean, if you do a search, you'll probably find. Anyway, totally screwed up the camera there because I had it facing where I thought we were going, and we ended up just veering off to the right, so you can barely see us actually get in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And not that anybody didn't believe us, but I'm sure if somebody wanted to make an argument from last year,
They could.
they probably could, based on that video anyway. So the new video this year, we actually had somebody else do for us, and it was nice. And you can see us go in the water. And the fun part about this video is if you pay attention, you can just see us disappear.
That's right.
Just
we all fall.
absolutely drop off the continental shelf, basically.
Yeah. Which is hilarious, too, because there's a nice group of us, and it happens at different times, but it's the same spot, and you can tell.
You can definitely tell. There's just a ditch, a shelf, a hole, whatever you want to call it. We just weren't ready for it as we're running in the ocean. Like you can see, I'm going high knees to get over to breakers,
And then, boop,
and then just gone. Like the plant that I planned in my head, I was like, okay, next step, and then I'm gonna duck dive under the next wave, and I just was gone.
Yeah, you didn't get a chance to even do that.
And you can absolutely see that in the video. So it's a lot of fun. Luke and Naomi on air again on the YouTubes and whatnot. Check that out. and laugh along with us. That was fun. We'll be doing it next year. If you're in the Wilmington area and you want to get down with us, it's we're going to go at noon, so you don't have to worry about getting up too early or
That's right.
anything like that. We'll go down, hang out for a little bit. Tom made some hot chocolate this year.
Which was phenomenal.
Absolutely. So, the hopes of that next year as well. And we'll see you in 2025 for that one. I'm looking forward to it already. I like
Me
it.
too.
It's a great new tradition that we've started.
It's a great way to kick off the new year.
It absolutely is. Absolutely is. So, speaking of the new year, I was rolling through, stupid articles online and whatnot and found this one. USA Today actually is where this comes from. 10 predictions about 2024 from 100 years ago.
Okay.
So, think about predicting 100 years from now, and you got nothing.
I got nothing because I can't even predict 5 years from now. Like, I have no idea where we're going to be
right?
in 5 years.
So trying to go 100 years out is just weird. So
these should be pretty good.
These should be pretty good. A couple of them are really great. The first one on the list: no one would have teeth. Somebody in 1924 thought no one would have teeth. It was a nationally syndicated advice columnist. As a matter of fact, thought America's eating habits could drastically change our looks. The quote is, "Will we have any teeth at all? Will there be any color on our face except paint?" I don't know what the hell that means. Will the men have any height to speak of? Or will they be all girth?
All right.
That is interesting. That's a crazy one.
I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't think I like it.
Okay, the next one, horses would go extinct. That's a prediction. Now, looking back, you can see kind of how that prediction could come about. It makes sense.
Absolutely.
A professor at USC predicted horses would be an endangered species because of the invention of automobiles, and that would render them useless. Quote, "In another 100 years, you may find horses in zoos. I am sure," the confidence I love, how about that? "I am sure you'll not find them anywhere else."
No, okay.
That's
well, wrong, guy.
I'm
Sorry.
going to take a lap on that one, Got the receipts and everything. That's great. Working from home is on the list. A book. Just the cool thing about this is they were thinking about this. A book was called Wireless Possibilities. A guy kind of predicted the internet, basically,
Cool.
that kind of idea. Said we'd be doing most things remotely, and it would be great if you hate cities, which is, kind of, you got the people who work from home and
it's not
around
necessarily that you hate the city. It's just you hate people in general.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And that's not even the
For
case,
sure.
too, honestly. Part of the time, it's just, this is convenient.
We get the van life people who do the exploring and
Yeah.
stuff like that, which is kind of neat. So there's that. So 75 would seem young is the next one on the list. A British politician predicted life expectancy would be at least 100 years old, and we'd still feel fairly young at 75.
Well, some people do. I was reading an article about this 91-year-old lady that still goes to the gym and stuff like that, and she's
Awesome.
just in amazing shape. I'm like, that girl's my hero.
It's just a
That's
number.
what I want to be.
Age is just a number, right?
Yeah.
I'll always be 14, so there you go.
Yeah, that ain't changing.
How about that? World Peace, a movie mogul D.W. Griffith predicted moving pictures would help end all wars. How about that? More confidence from these guys?
Yeah,
It's a great thought. He says they were
so inspirational.
really. They were also. It's also self-serving because more movies makes that guy rich. So
Yeah.
Universal language, he says, that could help us all understand each other. He said by 2024, movies would have played a huge part in, quote, eliminating from the face of the civilized world all armed conflict. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Because I love movies. We do. We're here for movies, right?
That's basically what this show is.
That's right. So
Besides this first, 20 minutes.
wouldn't that be fantastic? We're calming Naomi down a little bit, each movie at a time, right?
That's right. Getting
Constant
more
war.
sociable and can be out and interacting with other people.
Yeah, right now
She's calmed down.
now you can quote and get the references.
That's right.
That's great. Constant war everywhere. The antithesis. The president of the American Chemical Society had this take. He thought futuristic weapons would mean major cities would constantly be under attack.
Okay, so we went the other way.
Absolutely
Okay.
180.
Yeah.
And extreme as hell.
And guess
too.
what, guys? You're both wrong.
Constantly under attack. Wow. Number 7 on the list. Women would be in charge. Would be the next one on the list.
I like that one.
And men would be raising the kids. In a letter to the New York Daily News, a guy said women will occupy all the highest positions. Men will just do physical labor or stay home to, quote, wait on the babies or mind the pets.
That's right. mind the dog.
I'm wondering, I don't think in 1924 the guy was like all for this. This seems like this was coming from a complaint article or
Probably.
editorial or something like that, right? But I'm here for, I'll stay home and, clean and whatnot.
Again, take care of Fido.
Take care of Fido. Limit to the number of kids you could have was another prediction.
Didn't that happen in specific countries?
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
Wasn't that it? Was it? Is it a Chinese thing? I don't know.
I thought so.
Maybe it's just a stupid rumor you hear when you're a kid. I don't know. Limit to the number of kids you could have. A Department of Agriculture official predicted we wouldn't have enough food to go around, so births would have to be limited in some manner by 2024.
Interesting.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Cities would be totally rebuilt around cars, which, I mean, yeesh. Some are.
Yeah.
But not to this extreme. The 20s were when cars were really taking off, of course. So in 24, a Swedish architect wrote, "In the city of 100 years from now, I see 3-deck roads, speedways through the heart of town, and skyscrapers with entrances for automobiles as high as 15 stories."
Cool.
That's an interesting concept.
Didn't happen.
It did.
But
I mean,
cool.
he didn't even think about flying cars or anything like that. He's just like, no, we're just going to keep doing the car thing. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And finally, everyone would be flying to work. And not like driving down the road as fast as you can. Not that kind of flying. Is that where you went?
No, I didn't. Went other way of flying. And I mean, Colorado was first to legalize that.
Oh, yeah.
and,
So flying that way.
And I
Wow.
mean, the U.S. it's getting there. So
Well, getting close, right?
Yep.
So
everybody's flying now.
a real estate mogul in New York said the airplane was still in its infancy, but eventually we'd all be using them.
Yeah, you have your own personal airplane. That would be pretty cool.
He said it'll be the everyday occurrence for the businessman to fly from home to office and back home again.
Honestly, though, the way that some people drive, I would not want them to have their own airplane. Crashing into houses. It's a bad idea.
See, that's why we need the autonomous vehicle first, because then they can adapt that to the flying cars that they're developing now.
Okay.
Which, by
I'd
the
be
way,
behind that.
I was looking at a couple of the flying bikes that are getting ready to actually hit the market.
Neat.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my goodness. Never mind the 4-wheeler anymore. I don't want an ATV or snowmobile or anything like
You
that.
don't need any of that
No,
stuff.
we
You want
gonna-
a flying bike.
Flying bike.
Okay.
Hell yes. Uncle Jetpack knows what I'm talking about from back
course
in
he does.
Roswell. So there you go. There's predictions from 1924 for 2024. That was kind of fun. We'll get into your random facts now, your weekly dose of Did You Know? And this one, not too bad, but Ronald Reagan was an actor and stuff before
Yeah.
he became politician and whatnot. So did you know his last movie before he got into politics was The Killers in 1964, the only time he ever played a bad guy?
Interesting.
Little movie trivia for you there.
Yeah.
Did you know in World War II, the United States tried to train bats to drop bombs?
That's weird.
It is. It absolutely is weird. But the best part about it is that they called it Project X-Ray. I like that because bats and the,
Oh, okay.
ow, and the radar. Smashed my hand right on the desk. Did you know the person in charge of the Library of Congress is officially called the Librarian of Congress?
Cool.
They get appointed by the president, approved by the Senate, and all that. And nowadays, they make like $220,000 a year.
I could handle that job, I think.
Gone into being a librarian.
Yeah.
About that. Did you know that a town called Alert in Nunavut, Canada, is the northernmost place in the world where people live, and it's still 500 miles from the North Pole?
That's weird. I don't like that.
That just makes me cold.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm now freezing.
I'm
And
not here for any of that.
finally, did you know Sacagawea either died in 1812 when she was in her mid-20s or in 1884 in her 90s? Historians claim to have proof of both, and they can't disprove either one.
Huh.
So, who knows?
And it's not like it's a difference of 10 years here.
Or like a week or two or
yeah.
a year
This
even.
is quite a span
Yeah,
there.
1812 or 1884.
Okay.
It's just, I love that. They're
Okay.
like, yeah, we can prove both of these. You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. That's your weekly dose of Did You Know? Some random facts to get you to the next episode.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Episodic dose.
Yeah.
Of
Next
Did You
episode.
Know? Last episode, we talked, before we got into our reviews, about crazy foods.
Yep.
Well, not so much. I don't know if it's crazy foods, but
Crazy
we said
names of foods.
the worst name for a great dish is how we worded it on the website and all that stuff. What is the worst name for a great dish? Because I was talking to a guy from Kentucky who had hot brown and green funk for Christmas, and it was just like, that just does not sound appetizing to me.
No, it doesn't.
So let's see what we got here. Ralph. So I don't. So how, do I? If it translates to that word, do I say, the Mexican word, the Spanish word? I don't know. He says it's a tasty roll of bread called panocha, which translates to vagina, basically.
Okay.
But cat maybe. How about that one?
There you go. Yeah.
Let's see here. What
Yeah,
else?
but if you say cat, people aren't gonna. That doesn't work. People are gonna think actual cat.
Okay. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. Let's see here. Paul says he's a fan of shit on a shingle.
I've heard about that one so many times. I've never had it. I've never seen it. It's
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, chipped beef on toast is what it is.
Yeah.
So that, but yeah, we got that. Who else said that? Mark said the same thing. Love SOS. That's what Mark wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Katie went right to King Ralph and said, "Spotted Dick." Now,
Okay.
have you seen King Ralph
Mm-mm.
with John Goodman, where he's a American singer in like L.A. and the royal line comes all the way down to him, so he has to become the king and go through all, and he's just basically Dan Connor,
Okay.
but worse. So it's great. That's going on the list because you need to see King Ralph, especially the scene where they give him I don't know if it's a dessert or what, but Spotted Dick is what it's called. And it looks like a dong with M&Ms all over it.
Okay.
That's what
I was not expecting it. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know.
the picture.
Not that.
The picture that Katie sent us is in a bowl, and it's like, it looks, I don't know, like a muffin or something like that. Sponge pudding with suet, citrus zest, and currants.
Okay.
Anyway, I'll show you the picture.
Okay.
But that gets me right to Brian from England's answer, because guess what? Brian's from England.
We know he's gonna have some good answers.
Guess what the first thing he put on his list would be?
What?
Spotted Dick.
Okay.
So
now we know for sure this is like a legit thing. It wasn't just something for a movie or anything like that.
absolutely. So the picture that Brian sent doesn't look like a dong either. But I swear to God, in King Ralph, it did. It looked like a loaf. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like it was loaf shaped.
I mean, I get what it probably looks like. I have an idea here.
The pictures they're sending though just looks like like a sponge cakey thing in a bowl.
Okay.
So it's not as dong-ish.
Dongish?
Dong-ish.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
he says we have Spotted Dick, and he says still makes me laugh as it sounds like an STD. That's right.
Yeah.
The next one is I'm only gonna say it once, but Mr. Brain's Faggots. That's the
Okay.
name of a food.
Okay.
It is like a pork cake. I mean, British
Pork
food,
cake.
Brian. I don't mean to hate, man, but damn, I would rather all the grease and fat and sugar that we deal with over here than that pork cake. Yes, I that's why I looked at the pictures. I mean, correct me if you want to come over and get a look at this.
I kind of do.
Yeah,
Like,
you-
I have
you
to
really
take
should.
a
I think
pic-
the headphones
I
will
gotta
work.
See this. Okay.
And just holler so all the microphones pick up. Here, let's see.
All right. Pull up that picture.
That's see, there are 4 of them in a box.
They don't look that bad, actually.
Like a
I mean, honestly, it looks like a meatball, kind of.
okay, yeah.
Like a pork loaf.
So
Back to the loaves.
Brian sent a description along with it. Traditional butcher from Bristol started making delicious, heartwarming family meals in 1925. His classic recipe and unique West Country sauce soon became a family favorite. I mean, there's no real. It's just pork. It's rich and tasty.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure it'd be fine.
that's perfect, Brian.
Yeah.
Nailed it once again. Yeah, he wins this week, and we haven't even gotten to Toad in a Hole. Toad in
Okay.
the Hole.
Okay.
Excuse me. This one is just like sausages cooked in bread.
Okay. I'm here for that.
So that one is just interesting itself. But it reminds me of, instead of pigs in a blanket, if they just threw the dough and the hot dogs in a pan and just let it go like that and didn't bother rolling them.
Sounds a lot easier.
It does. It actually does. It looks like it is easier too. Yeah. And finally, the last one is bread and dripping. And dripping is, as far as I could read from this, like, it's not exactly gravy. It's just kind of the grease from meat.
Drippings.
Brian's absolutely probably either laughing his ass off right now or just
shaking his head because he's like, you're ruining all these dishes right now.
He's probably like, you stupid yank, man.
That's what it is.
So, all right. Brian has spent some time in the U.S., so he knows the difference. And I'm sure he's just absolutely dying. But so yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, Brian.
Please correct him.
Did I get any of this right at all? But Brian absolutely wins the week if we were still doing that, because with that list. Although shout out to Katie for dropping the spotted dick on the page too. So. We've got the double feature of Rocky 1 and Rocky 2 to get to, so I don't want to linger too long.
Yeah, it's going to be long. I apologize. I'm going to try to get through it fast.
I am so excited for this review of Rocky 1 and Rocky 2 because you got so much of Sylvester Stallone as Rocky, and I can't wait to hear what you think about it and all that stuff. But we do have to give you one for next week. We're going to go back to...
You have to have homework.
It ain't a 4-word Friday. It's just a 4-word. Find it on the internet and answer.
Yeah.
4 words to describe your January or 2024 so far. What'd you got?
I did polar plunge.
I did not so polar plunge. How about that?
It is still a polar plunge. That is the hill I die on.
All right. So that's it for now. You'll see that on the Facebook page, and we'll put it up on the Spotify channel as well. And if I can put it on YouTube, I sound like an old guy. I think I can put it on YouTube somewhere. We'll see. But
I forgot how to use the YouTube.
Looking forward to those ones next episode. But now, let's get to it. Here we go. That just echoed everywhere.
Every time.
All right. It is time now for Naomi's Under a Rock review of Rocky 1 and Rocky 2. Now, like I said earlier, it's cool that we are doing these back to back because that's how I grew up watching the movies. Like, you can't just watch one. You got to watch them all as they roll into the next one.
Does that mean we have to watch the third one?
Oh, so much.
Okay.
And you know, we'll I'm going to divide everybody right now, but like the third and fourth ones are my favorites because I mean they're more
over the first and second.
They're more flashy and probably Hulk Hogan's in one. So I mean, there was as a kid I was all about Hulk Hogan. So that happened.
Is he in the third one or the fourth one?
He's in the third one.
Okay.
But the fourth one is kind of iconic. Anyway, let's get to your review without any further ado.
All right, Rocky. All right, so we start with Rocky fighting some guy. Looks like he's getting his butt kicked a little, but comes back to win it. Gets himself like $45. Doesn't seem really interested in the money, though. He's just asking when he can fight again. He heads home. He lives in just this hole-in-the-wall kind of place.
Just
tiny
a hovel.
fridge. Yeah. Bedroom is basically in the living room, just off to the side a little bit.
It's in like an alcove.
Yeah, and he's got some turtles and a fish that he talks to. It's kind of sad. I feel bad for the guy. I really do.
The turtles he kept for real and had them forever.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. That's a real thing. And the dog was his too, Buckus.
Yeah. All right, so the camera shows him like staring down a picture. Maybe it's a brother, old childhood friend, or himself. I don't know. Which we find out later is himself.
Yeah.
Then we see him head to the pet store. He's getting food for his turtles, making bad jokes, being friendly with the workers there. He leaves, heads down to the docks, and attacks this guy for $200. Guy only had like $130. Rocky's like, you're $70 light. So obviously he knows this guy. Someone probably betting on him in boxing. Maybe he didn't pay all he owes. I don't know. At this point, I'm just trying to guess what's happening here.
Yeah, right.
Definitely not what was going on. He just works for some guy and collects debts.
That's right.
All right. So he goes to the gym, finds out his locker has been taken over. They cleaned out all his stuff, and he's basically like, this other guy's better. He's a fighter. He's going places. you just fight bums all the whole time. All I can think about is The Simpsons from now until, well, the end of Rocky 2.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Whatever episodes of The Simpsons.
I believe
that
it's
was.
the season 8 episode. Simpsons fans will know it's where Homer Simpson fights Drederick Tatum.
Yeah.
And it's a mix of Mike Tyson / all of Rocky 1 and 2 kind of mashed up into one.
There were so many scenes where I'm like, oh my gosh. And then like as
Both
Rocky's
of us.
coming out at one point, I'm like singing in my head, why can't we be friends?
It's a Homer Simpson's ring entry music.
Which like, it's so clever.
It really
so
is. I have yet to
clever.
see anybody, UFC or boxing or otherwise, use that as the entrance, but that would be
But
awesome.
I feel like Rocky could because he was just so like nonchalant about everything.
Yeah, well, when
Come
Apollo,
on, guys, let's be friends.
Apollo's
yeah.
talking junk and, he's like,
Yeah.
he just says his dumb answers. It's great.
Yeah. Do you have any derogatory things to say? Yeah, he's a great guy. It's like, okay.
All right, I am here for Naomi's fake limited Rocky impression. Let's keep that going, please.
No. Okay, so anyways, the guy's like, you just fight bums. So I'm guessing this is where maybe he's going to get his fire to fight better. Maybe. We'll see what happens here. Oh my God, Adrian's a girl. Bam. Did not know that.
No way.
So learn that.
Oh my God, you thought he was screaming at a guy your whole entire life? You thought Rocky was hollering about a dude?
I didn't think it was like out of love. I just thought he was like mad.
Like,
Adrian.
come on!
Yes, exactly.
That's fantastic.
Had no idea. So found out Adrian's a girl. She
Oh
works at the
my
pet
God.
shop. This is news to me. He asked her out, but she doesn't seem interested or she's too shy or something. At this point, I'm feeling pretty bad for Rocky. I just, I feel like he's just trying so hard to, like, just have a good life.
Oh,
and,
right,
like,
yeah.
it's just not going to happen for him. You
just
know?
so go with the flow and everything just still keeps kicking him in the balls.
Yeah, basically. So he ends up helping this, like, I don't know. There's all these people that always stand around, like, the little fire pits and all that, and they're singing and all of this
Oh, yeah,
kind
like
of
the
stuff.
street corner crooners and stuff. Yeah.
So there's this girl hanging out with them, and he takes her home and kind of gives her advice about not being, like, one of the guys and getting a reputation and all of that stuff. And she's like, screw you, you creep. I don't think he's a creep, though. I felt so bad for him.
I know,
like,
he was just trying to be nice.
Yeah.
Brotherly,
Yeah, so I put poor guy.
Poor guy.
All right. So we hear Apollo Creed has this big fight coming up. It's advertised on TV, and then it cuts to a scene where his opponent has, like, broken some fingers or something, and they won't be able to fight. So they need to find him a new opponent. It's got to be Rocky, right? I mean, come on.
Well,
That's where this is going to go.
it's a pretty solid educated guess at this point.
Yeah, he's going to have to train real hard. We're
Spoiler
going to have
alert.
a music montage, run up some stairs, take down Apollo Creed. We'll see. All right, so Apollo Creed suggests that he fights a local guy, gives him the shot at the national stage, and he's looking through a book of names and finds the Italian Stallion.
The Italian Stallion.
As they continuously said, a.k.a. Rocky, and he wants to fight him. I didn't think that this is where the story was going to go. I figured Rocky would be like, yeah, I'll fight that guy. Cool,
Yeah,
Be fine with it.
right.
All right. So in the meantime, Rocky is talking to his friend Paulie, who happens to be Adrian's brother, and he wants to go out with Adrian. What?
We glossed over the fact that you
Thought Adrian was a boy?
for the length of your life, whilst living
yes.
under a rock,
Yep. I thought
Adrian
Adrian was a boy.
was male.
Yep.
And he was shouting in anger.
I blame The Simpsons for part of that because of that stupid thing where he's trying to figure out Rocky or Roman numerals.
Adrian's revenge.
Yeah. Sounds like
Oh, God.
Adrian's gonna. Yes.
This is all right. So that is a completely different episode where Bart goes to Shelbyville and has to escape using Roman numerals. Anyway, and he goes,
he's like Rocky 3 plus Rocky 5 equals Rocky 8, Adrian's revenge.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought Adrian was a guy, and that's probably part of the reason why there.
You think Okay. This is great. I don't know.
Maybe a fighter, maybe a friend. I don't know.
Fantastic. I
Anyways,
just love it. So
all
every time you say Adrian now, that's all I can think of.
Yeah.
Yo, Adrian.
You want to go out sometime? Rocky had no idea.
Wow.
All right. So, we know he wants to go out with Adrian. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, well, you.
So Paulie takes Rocky over to his house, says Adrian is expecting him when actually she really isn't. Basically tries to kick her out and go on a date with him. Like, that whole interaction is just horrific.
In the meantime, it's freaking Thanksgiving.
Yeah. And he, throws the turkey outside and stuff. And is just like, go do something with Rocky.
Paulie's a drunk lunatic.
He's a lunatic. Yes. That is the perfect way to describe him. He's
Yeah.
a lunatic
He
in
really
1
is.
and 2. And I don't know about 3 and 4. I don't know if he's back for those.
You'll
But if
see.
he is, he's probably a lunatic still.
Yeah, he's in all 4 as far as I don't know if he did. I haven't seen 5. I won't watch 5. That's just not going to happen. But
Why?
it's just bad and historic. Everybody tells me it's like, you should watch it just to know. Maybe someday.
You made me do that with Return to Oz.
No. That's a lot different. That's not.
I don't think
if it
it
was
is.
the 5th Return to Oz, I could see your argument. Understood. But yeah, no, I'm good on that one. Anyway,
Okay. All right.
I'm pretty sure that Paulie's in the majority of the Rocky movies. Anyway.
Anyways, he's a lunatic.
Yeah.
Basically kicks her out on Thanksgiving so that she will go on a date with Rocky. So they go ice skating. Well, she skates and he runs beside her and they talk. And she's really shy, but seems to like him, so that's cool. They walk back to his place where he invites her in, but she says no, she's got to go. But he keeps insisting, so she does. Then they end up making out by the door. Again, she's like, no, but she's like into him more.
Then she lets on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's very timid and shy. That's at one point in one of the 2 movies, Rocky refers to it as the disease of being shy.
Yes. Yep. They're kind of an odd couple, but whatever. They're kind of cute. It's
That's
fine.
great.
All right, so now Rocky goes and talks to Apollo Creed's manager. He left his card at the gym, and he's like, hey, do you want to fight Apollo Creed? And Rocky's like, nah,
Well put.
Well, he didn't want to. Then he ends up deciding to. He goes over to Adrian and Paulie's house, and they're watching the news, and the press conference comes on about the fight where Rocky and Apollo announce that they're going to be fighting. And he gives his girlfriend a little shout out. And then Mickey from the gym stops over to Rocky's house and is like, let me be your manager. Of course, Rocky's like, no, you didn't care about me before, saying I fight bums and all of that kind of stuff. And he, is insisting, I can teach you all these things and all of that. Let me give you that
Keep
chance.
and protect you because, some of these guys in the past could have been greats if they had the right direction and the right management, but
Yeah. So Mickey ends up leaving, but Rocky knows he needs him. He's got to train and all that. So he runs after him. They shake hands, so we know. We can put 2 and 2 together there, what happened.
That's right.
Next morning, Rocky gets up at 4 a.m. and drinks like 5 raw eggs. It's absolutely disgusting. And then he goes for a run in Converse, which bothered me
Oh, man.
a lot.
Running in Chucks.
My feet hurt just watching that.
Running in Chucks. I mean, professional basketball players used to wear those. Isn't that
Crazy.
insane?
Just crazy. And then he runs up the stairs, but it seems like he's having a rough time. So this cannot be that moment, right?
What moment?
The famous
What's the
running
moment?
up the stairs moment.
I got to tell you, watching you watch that scene in disappointment was really, really awesome. Because you're like, I could tell you going, what the hell's going on here?
Really, this has blown up and has been
This is what everybody talks about and-
exaggerated for so long. He can barely make it up the stairs. He huffing and puffing.
This
He's
is
got
what
a stitch.
Every single person who visits Philadelphia has to do?
Like, I'm done. I'm over the movies already just because of that one thing. All right.
I knew it.
So he
Absolutely do it.
So he meets with his friend Paulie again, who gives him meat from the meat processing plant where he works, and Rocky gets mad because Paulie is talking about personal things between Rocky and his sister, Adrian. So punches the meat in frustration, is like, oh, okay, I can train this way. You know, it just kind of clicks that way. So he starts using that meat processing plant, whatever thing, as extra training.
That's right.
You know.
And the famous, and then now no man can walk by a side of beef without wanting to punch it and break their own hand on it, probably.
Yep. So Paulie ends up inviting reporters to see Rocky train, and Rocky's like, come on, man, but does the interview anyway. Apollo Creed is busy trying to make himself more likable, I guess. He's sending like 200 roses to the mayor's wife and all this, and his buddy is actually catching the news report that's showcasing Rocky and seeing that he's actually got some fight in him, and this is not going to be just easy peasy here.
Just a walk in the park, right?
Yeah. But Apollo seems to think that, like, oh yeah, he can fight, but nah, he ain't going to be able to do anything. So then Rocky's friend Paulie is extra drunk one night, comes home, picks a fight with Rocky and his sister, and basically kicks her out, so now she's living with Rocky in their tiny apartment. And now we get to the stair scene. I'm so glad that it wasn't the disappointing stair scene earlier. He's already at the top of the stairs at this point. We had our music montage of him working his butt off, one-handed push-ups, all that, and now we have him at the top of the stairs, pumping his arms, you know, slow motion, all of that. He's ready to kick Apollo Creed's ass. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
All right, big fight scene. Let's do this. He's basically getting his butt kicked. Rocky, I mean, you know. But he's not going down. Like, he gets in some good punches, you know, gets Apollo in the ribs a couple times, get a few in the face, all that. But, like, he keeps getting punched in the face, and, like, his face is just absolutely disgusting, all of that. But he
really good makeup.
Yeah, but he is not going down. You can definitely tell, like, Apollo is the experienced fighter. He is a professional. But it ends up ending in a split decision, and they say they're not going to have a rematch. Then Rocky yells for Adrian, who is a girl. They hug, say I love you, happily ever after.
Who is a girl?
All right.
Now
jump right
that makes a
into
lot
two,
more sense
or,
now,
you
doesn't
know, well, yeah, it does. I didn't know who he was yelling for. I had no idea. Now it makes sense.
Now, have you ever
His girlfriend.
Have you actually heard Rocky yell it, or have you just heard people imitate it being yelled?
I heard people imitating it being yelled.
Which I got, you know, that makes sense. I understand why you didn't know, but that is just why we do the show.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what do you think? Would you like to do the review questions based on the first one? Or
Nah, let's run through the
we'll
second
go
one.
right into Rocky.
Because you can put
Well, you've
these
already
movies,
begun Rocky 2.
Yeah, basically.
Basically.
So you can put these movies back to back and make it one full movie. It works. All right, here we go. Double feature. So the movie starts where we left off, the end of the fight. Rocky calling out for Adrian calling out for Rocky, all the commotion, and them saying there's not going to be a rematch. Seeing as this is Rocky 2, I'm guessing there's going to be a rematch.
Ah, well. Way to go out on a limb.
That's right. So we open up to an ambulance taking Rocky to the hospital, get all checked out after basically being beaten up. Great scene. The press is asking all sorts of questions, and he's just answering them, like, matter-of-factly, like, Rocky, what are you thinking? He's like, I don't know. Maybe I should stay in school.
He should have stayed in school
Yeah.
instead of being a fighter.
But anyway,
He's so great.
I love him. I love him in these movies. I really do. All right, so Apollo Creed shows up and calls Rocky lucky and says no one goes round for round with him and challenges him to a rematch. And Rocky was like, I thought you said there wasn't going to be a rematch. And Apollo, like, doesn't say, like, no, I never said that or anything. He's just like, any place or anytime, anywhere. I said anytime, anywhere, you know, like, just basically egging him on at this point. All right, so I feel
love
like
it. At one point, Apollo's yelling at him. Rocky looks at Mickey and goes, "Is he serious?"
Yep, he is.
He was.
At this point, I thought he was going to like be asking for the rematch in front of the press, but I didn't think he actually wanted one. I wrote, like, I bet he tries to, like, get one started and then tries to get out of it, which doesn't happen. All right, so Rocky gets out of the hospital, asks Adrian to marry him, and she says yes. You know, what are you doing for the next 40 or 50 years? Again, they are such a weird couple,
Uh,
but
he's-
they're kind of cute.
I
so it's
wonder
fine.
if you wouldn't mind marrying me too much.
But he also asked her what she's doing for the next 40 or 50 years.
I love. Yeah, it is an all-time great movie proposal. It really,
Yes.
really is.
Except for he didn't get down on one knee. Like, he missed that step.
He was nervous.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I mean, Stallone plays those nerves so well. Like the way he just kind of dances around and just fidgets and stuff like that. It's great.
All right, so they get married, go back to the house, make out a little bit, and then like the next day or whatever, they end up going out, and they go out shopping. So Rocky gets a car, then he sees some fancy clothes that he wants to buy, then they get a good watch for him and everybody knows, basically. At this point, I wanted to yell at the screen. I really did.
Oh, she was mad.
I get you got money now, and you're going to blow some of it all, but don't blow it all. You're going to be broke, and then you're going to end up in trouble. Like, be smart about this. I want to sit Rocky and Adrian down and just give them a little financial advice at this point. I did.
She was big mad, too. You could tell.
The way that I paused the movie and grabbed my phone.
Aggressively. When she does that aggressiveness, it's like, oh, a main character's fixing to get yelled at.
That's right. Well, they were just making, and again, I get it. You just got your face beaten in, and you got more money than you thought you'd ever have in your entire life. Yeah. Go out and spend some, but also be smart. They go out and buy a house, and Adrian's the one to ask how much is taxes on this house every year.
Yeah, right.
And Rocky doesn't care. He's just like, oh, look at this room. Oh, look at the kitchen.
She's like, we haven't even gone upstairs. Like, it's details.
Yeah, pretty sure it's fine up there. I'm not worried about it.
And he says to the guy, if this place leaks, he said, you'll be sorry or something. Like, that's what the hell she wanted to look at, man.
Yeah. But he's like, no, I'm just gonna buy this because I have that kind of money. Which I'm very happy for you guys. But, dude, come on, be smart about this. All right, so again, they go and buy a house. Then we find out Mrs. Rocky is pregnant. Which again, maybe you should stop blowing your money. Then you got a kid on the way. They're costly. Just saying.
That's right.
A lot happens in this movie in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They
do move it right along.
All right, so we've got Rocky getting ready to shoot a commercial where he's, when he's got like his makeup on and everything like that, and he asks Adrian.
Oh, he's dressed as the caveman.
Yeah, and he asks Adrian if he looks stupid, and she says yes.
Very matter of factly too. Yes.
Yes. Like not even trying to like be sympathetic or anything. Like,
nope.
No, you just look stupid.
Yep.
Sounds awful, but apparently they're just really honest with each other.
I
don't know.
It's great, though.
All right, so Rocky tries to do the commercial, but he sucks at it. He can't read that well, so it doesn't end up working out. So then he tries to get an office job, but no one wants to hire him because he doesn't have a high school diploma or any qualification, so he ends up working in that meat plant, factory, processing place, whatever.
The meat packing plant, yeah.
Yeah. And at this point, I am really starting to hate this, and I feel so bad for Rocky. It's like he had this fight and, the highlight of his life, and now he's stuck living this boring life.
That's right.
I mean, he's got his wife and soon-to-be kid, and they've got a home and all of that, but you can tell, that's not the end for him, He needs more. Rocky is supposed to live this extravagant life, whether it's extravagant because he's fighting all these people or whatever. I don't know. It just seeing him working at that meat processing plant was just horrific.
They did their job, man.
They really did.
It's a well done flick, huh?
Whenever he's putting that plastic coating around the meat or whatever, and he slaps it on, the look on his face, I'm like, oh my god, he's dead inside. This sucks.
That's right.
Hey, that probably hit so many people who are, working meaningless jobs where they're just like, I hate this. My life is supposed to be so much more. Man, they
Definitely
really did good there.
resonates, right?
Except for, but I was going to say, I got to give a shout out to the director. But wasn't it Sylvester Stallone that directed it too?
Who directed the second one?
I believe he did, and he wrote it and decided he's going to be the star of it and everything. I'm pretty sure.
Let me look up.
Anyway. All right. So, I felt terrible for him. Now he's back to this boring life, soon to be kid. He has a home. He's got all this stuff. But his life didn't actually get any easier or better. Like maybe a little bit better. He's got a wife and a home and a kid on the way. But it's not what it's supposed to be. He's back to doing like manual labor and not knowing week in and week out if he's going to have his job. And then he loses his job. So his wife volunteers to go back to work, and you can tell he's bummed because he wants to support her, and he even suggested fighting again, but apparently he promised her that he wouldn't do that anymore.
Yeah, he almost lost the sight in his eye, so it was a fear of him going blind or, worse.
Yeah, I get that.
I believe he's 30 in the movie, which is, kind of old for a boxer.
But I think she should let him fight at least one more, make that money that he just blew on everything. Again, they've got a kid on the way, and they're going to need that money. One more fight,
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, why not?
So Apollo Creed talks a whole bunch of crap and makes a cartoon of Rocky, gets everyone all fired up, so Rocky decides, hey, I'm going to fight again. Of course, his wife is upset about this, but I think she's got to let him do it. I mean, he says it too. There's not much he can do. He's like, I can't do an office job. I can't do the manual labor, but I can fight. So he starts training, and Paulie, Adrian's brother, is around acting like the manager, but not really. I don't know. He's always hanging around, and he just seems a little shady. Like, I'm pretty sure he's going to do something stupid. Anyway, Rocky is training, but he's apparently doing terrible. Like,
no heart.
Yeah.
Because he knew Adrian was mad.
Yeah. But, you just gotta do this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, at this point, Paulie does do something shady. He goes and yells at his sister while she's working at the pet store, saying it's her fault Rocky isn't training well, and she's gonna get him hurt. And all that stress causes her to collapse, so she'll probably have the baby early, which she does, like a month early. But she was hemorrhaging and all that, so now she's in a coma.
Yeesh.
So Rocky's not training at all anymore. He just stays at her, visits the hospital chapel, reads to her, writes her little poems. Kind of cute, A
little bit.
Sad, but cute.
I wonder how long that montage or whatever was supposed to represent. Because he's wearing the same color shirt, and who knows, maybe that was just a budget thing and whatever. But is this just an overnight thing? Was this supposed to be
definitely
a week?
More than an overnight, because again, if you look at one point in the book, and then when he's reading the book, and then he gets to the end of the book.
Okay.
But I don't know how long it was in the beginning, so I feel like he started in the middle, because that was the book he was reading earlier, I believe.
Also true. Somebody let me know. Somebody who wants to do that kind of legwork.
Yeah. Find out how much time had gone, but I feel like it had to be a month.
How long was Adrian in the coma? I want to stick with a week.
Okay.
I don't think it was longer than a week. But who the hell knows?
Yeah.
Because they don't tell you unless it's something that I just completely gloss over every time.
I don't know. I missed it too if it was mentioned.
It was a little extra homework.
That's right. Bonus points for that one. You'll win a listener of the episode award.
There you go.
If you can do that. You can have that award.
That's right.
All right. Anyways, she finally wakes up, and they see the baby together for the first time because he didn't go see the baby at all. And then she tells Rocky that she wants him to win. So, all right. He's got permission to go fight now.
She must have had a dream that they didn't show or something like that,
I guess.
Who knows?
So it's time for him to start training. Cue the workout, fighting montage, all of that. That includes a run through town with, at one point, a lot of people just standing around, staring. So I don't know if they're like, hey, who is this guy and what is he doing? But it's Rocky. Everybody knows.
Right.
I don't know if maybe, the camera caught a few people that weren't supposed to be in it or something. I don't know. It just looked weird, but only for 2 seconds out of the whole thing. Then you got people running with him and all that. Everybody's cheering for him. And then we have the epic stair climb scene where everyone is running up the stairs behind him and they're chanting, Rocky, Rocky, Rocky. So, that was pretty cool.
There you go. There's your payoff from that first time when he was out of breath.
Oh, gosh.
She was so nervous, I swear.
That's what I would. I probably would give up these Under a Rock reviews if that was the case because it was just devastating.
I can see that. And, like, no way that this is that moment. No way. Like, I can see it.
It couldn't be. It couldn't be.
And if you don't know, we do not really. I mean, there's an occasional quip or two, but we don't talk about these movies until we get to recording.
Yeah.
So I have not.
Luke hears it all firsthand, especially like just hearing that Adrian.
Yeah, the Adrian
is
thing.
not a boy.
That was genuine response because
I'm excited by that one.
Oh wow. Yeah. Anyway, okay.
All right. So everybody's cheering Rocky. You know, we get to the top of the stairs. Got to have that slow motion, pause there again. Yeah. Got to have that. All right. So now we've got our rematch. We're gonna fight it out. Probably the most I've ever been invested in a fight. And this is a movie. I mean, I'm not even kidding. At points, I could feel like parts of my body.
Are you swinging for him?
Well, that or maybe.
Yeah, she's dancing around on the couch, like, get him.
Well, that and dude, what you doing, man?
At one point, you were laying very comfortably, nice and lounged and relaxed, and. Just seconds later, I look over and you were sitting up, like almost edge of the seat and like tense.
I was very tense,
ready for this whole thing. That was hella cool.
I was very tense. Again, this is probably the most invested I've ever been in a fight, and I've seen quite a few fights. You and your buddies have gotten like the UFC fights and stuff like that. I've watched those. I've been interested in them, but this, Rocky's got to win, man. He's got to win. Right. It's Rocky.
You can't just go the distance again and that's it, not win.
So anyways, I'm pretty invested in this, but I'm angry because Rocky won't put his hands up and protect his face.
Oh, my God.
So that was a little annoying.
I could hear my dad screaming at him because watching Rocky as a kid, that's all my dad would do is just holler, why won't you put your hands up?
But he wouldn't. What are you doing, man? Protect that eye so you don't go blind.
Oh, boy.
But also, Apollo is pretty cocky, so I'm ready for this to backfire on him. I wrote, this is a good fight. They both ended up on the ground, and both are struggling to get up. It's just, they're counting, and nobody can make it.
That's right.
They just beat the crap out of each other and tired each other out. But Rocky does get up, at 9.5, basically, and Apollo doesn't. So Rocky wins. Yay. He can get more money, maybe be a little bit more responsible with it this time.
Naomi's worried about Rocky and Adrian's financial future.
Listen, they have a kid now.
Oh my God.
So he tells everyone besides his kid being born, this is the happiest day of his life. Yay. Congratulations, Rocky. The end.
The end. Next up, Mr. T.
Really?
Yes, Rocky 3, the villain is Mr. T. The villain, the opponent, Clubber Lang.
I would be open to watching that.
Something told me you wouldn't mind continuing on the Rocky path.
I liked Rocky. I did. I liked him as a character. I liked the movie.
All right, so that's the first question always on our reviews. Now, Rocky is too. It's too cheesy to ask you if you like that they said the title in the movie, but because they say his name about 4,000 times.
But they didn't say Rocky 2, so take that how you want to.
Oh man! So all right. So as we do after every review, we ask Naomi her review questions, and since this was a double feature, we just on the fly decided to wait to the end. So here we go. Did you like it? Yes.
Yes.
Both
absolutely.
Of them.
Yep.
Which one is the one you like more? I mean, everybody. I personally think they get progressively better because I like each one more than the last. But
yeah, I liked them both.
I mean, it's easy. It's easy to like Rocky 2 better than 1. The production values are better. It's
Yeah, but
and he wins.
I mean, yeah, that's the main point there. But he's not financially responsible, which scares me. I'm worried about him.
When he pulls over and starts pointing out like the fur coat.
Oh my god!
Adrian, I could just feel Naomi tense up. Just.
Do you know how much that's gonna cost, man? Don't worry about it.
If you are
drive
new,
around the block and you'll forget about it.
If you are new to the reviews, go find the Tombstone review where Naomi just berates Wyatt Earp.
He deserved it though.
For the entire episode.
I did not. Just for the scenes where he's frolicking with other women instead of taking care of his sick wife.
All right. What did you know about Rocky?
He's a fighter.
Okay. What did you know about the movies at all?
He was gonna fight.
You knew the stairs somehow?
Yeah, I knew the stairs. I knew yelling Adrian, but you could have told me that happens in Rocky 5 and I wouldn't know. I just know that the name Rocky, he's a fighter, and he runs up the stairs, and
he yells Adrian.
Yep. But again, that could have been any of the movies.
So
could the stairs, honestly.
Halfway through one of them, Naomi realized that Apollo Creed is also Chubbs from Happy Gilmore.
Yes.
And wouldn't shut up about tap it in. Just tap it in.
It's all in the hips.
Oh my God, watch Rocky, please. Carl Weathers. Fantastic. All right.
That was great.
What were your thoughts going into Rocky? Were you going to like it? Were you just going to sit through it? Did you think you were going to like it?
I think it was more of like, not that I was just going to sit through it. I thought I would, at least be entertained by it. I don't know. It's a boxing movie. I didn't think I'd care too much about it.
And obviously you had no clue that there was a love story.
No.
Obviously, because you thought Adrian was a guy.
Well, there could have been another girl, Samantha, that I didn't know about that shows up.
So, because I floated the idea of doing the double feature in the middle, what were your thoughts going into the second one?
That they were going to have a rematch.
Were you more looking forward to it now? Were you, you into it and stuff like that?
Yes, I absolutely was.
All right.
I was ready for the rematch. I figured him and Adrian would get married. Didn't think they'd get married, have a kid, and, buy a house and do all that kind of stuff in 5 minutes, but, that,
That's
sure.
movie magic, you know? Easy.
I figured there'd be, I guess I figured less of that, like, opposing forces. I figured it was just going to be, like, more based on him training, and then, Apollo training just as hard, and that they're going to be evenly matched here.
You thought they were just going to tell the story of like their training and building up to it, and just a lot of back and forth between the two guys.
Not, Adrian being in a coma and Rocky's not supposed to fight and all of that. So it was a little bit more storyline focused on Rocky in general, not just the fight.
A little bit more dramatic than you probably assumed going in. So the next question we have already blown, and you're not going to come up with a better answer. What surprised you?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what surprised me.
Adrian was a surprise. In the second movie, when he again is going to his day-to-day life and working at that meat processing plant and all of that, like, that surprised me, like, how bad that hurt to watch.
Oh, good.
Like, I don't think I've
right
ever
into Rocky then. She's in, gang.
I've never felt so bad for a movie character, I don't think. Maybe I have, but it's been a long time.
Even,
I felt so bad for him. But I mean, I felt bad for him in the first movie too, when that girl's yelling at him, "You creep," and all of this stuff.
Yeah,
and
right.
like, he was trying to help her.
Rocky's a good dude.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
She's a brat.
Would you have liked it more or less if you saw it when you were younger? Probably, 10 to 12, something like that.
I feel like I probably wouldn't be as interested in it.
I mean, probably not, right?
No.
That you haven't watched it before, so there's that. What was your favorite part? You can pick a favorite part of 1 and 2, or just pick a favorite part of both of them, or
Man, when he wins
it's hard.
at the end,
hard
that's
to
great.
I mean, they're
Phenomenal.
They're iconic winning moments.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole Adrian thing is
having everyone cheer for him, Rocky, Rocky,
That's right.
Rocky. I mean, it makes you want to cheer too. What else was I gonna say? And just all his smart ass comments that aren't technically like
on purpose.
Yeah, they're not on purpose.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Yeah, you got anything derogatory to say? Yeah, he's a
great.
good guy.
He's a great guy.
Oh man! All right, what was your least favorite part aside from the damn financial issues, please?
Aw.
When he bought that watch, man.
Dude, he bought like 5. Like, come on.
He walks into the house. Well, look at these stairs. These are nice stairs.
These are nice stairs. Let's take the house now.
Look at this door. Oh, Adrian, check out this window.
Check out these bricks. That's what it was.
Yeah,
the bricks.
The bricks.
Are these good bricks? Rocky knows his bricks.
Good grief.
Yeah, okay.
Shoot.
What are we doing?
Least favorite part.
Least favorite part. Again, that Well, I don't know if it's actually my least favorite part of him being all defeated because that made me feel something. So, yeah, it's the financial thing. It is.
Okay.
I was trying to get something else besides that. Financial thing sucks.
All right. You meet somebody and they've never seen any of the Rocky movies also. Would you recommend 1 and 2?
Of course.
All right. Would you watch it again?
Yeah.
Stop and watch it if it's on TV back to back on a marathon on TNT on a random Saturday?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel like this is one of those movies where like I'd be cleaning the house, it'd come on, and then now all of a sudden I'm sitting on the couch and 3 hours have gone by.
Absolutely done that.
Yeah.
With these movies specifically.
I feel like that it's just the movie that you do that with.
That is absolutely correct. So, are you happy you watched it? I think that's obvious.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Which is just fantastic. They're good movies to know. I'm glad that you watched Rocky. Thank you for sitting down and taking the time to watch 2 and then write down your thoughts and then share them.
And thank you for listening to all those ramblings. That's a lot there.
That's great. I really do love seeing, especially when you get into a good one and you really like the flick. I mean, it's great when you don't because those are epic too. Go check out the Interview with a Vampire episode. Naomi swears that it's a terrible episode.
It's like the worst one we've ever done.
It is phenomenal.
No.
The lack of knowledge of vampires of her going in is just perfect. You got to check that one out too. But all right. Well done. I liked this one.
Me
I'm
too.
super glad that you're into Rockies, and we won't do them right away. We still, if we're gonna go more sequels, we got Ghostbusters 2 to get to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But we will get to Rocky 3. Maybe we'll double feature again with 3 and 4.
What about a triple feature? 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, it's just not gonna happen.
Come on, man.
That's a hill I'm willing to at least fight a battle on for quite a while.
Okay. A long battle. You may not die on the hill, but it's going to be a long battle. Okay.
Correct.
All right, it's time for Thought of the Day.
Thought of the day, thought of the day. It's your thought of the day, thought of the day. All the new people got to listen to that and go, what the is going on here?
Ask somebody from New Mexico.
That's
They'll
right.
know.
It's just part of our old morning show.
Actually, if you're curious about it, you can post that question on Facebook and we'll get back to you.
That's right. There you go. Yeah.
All right. Thought of the day. It's crazy how much luck is involved in life.
It is. And that's a terrifying thought. How about that?
Why? It's a good one.
And just how much just being in the right place at the right time.
You got to be a little lucky.
So just make sure you go places. How about that?
Luke, you going to leave us with a laugh?
I am going to do my best. I never thought I would miss the joke books that Brian sent us from England because it made it so easy, and now
you have to search for
them.
Now you have to do
them all.
homework.
And because I'm getting them off Twitter, I'm absolutely not crediting the account because they steal them too. So how about that?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, let's see what we got today. Let's see. All of my friends have such expansive bucket lists, but mine is a little pale in comparison.
That's stupid.
I had a terrible nightmare. I was trapped in the pancake factory. I was tossing and turning all night.
That's dumb, too.
My sleeping pattern isn't even a pattern anymore. It's more like a freestyle.
I don't like any of these.
No,
These are...
none of them.
No.
What do you call an American bee?
I don't know.
A U.S. bee.
Okay, I get that one.
Why did the blind man fall into the well?
Because he couldn't see.
Because he couldn't see that well.
That's stupid.
That is the absolute daddest joke I think I've ever said.
Yeah, it's up there.
Oh my God. I struggled with Roman numerals, speaking of the Rocky movies, until I
Adrian's Revenge.
Oh, this is a visual joke too. This sucks. Yeah. I struggle with Roman numerals until I get to 159. Then it just clicks because CLIX is 159.
Okay.
Roman numerals. I pour root beer into a square glass. Now I just have beer.
That's stupid.
And finally, if you took all the bones from a human body and laid them end to end, the person would die.
Yeah, they would.
I love that one.
Yeah, they
Saved
would.
it at the end with a fantastic one.
No, that didn't save anything.
4 words to describe your January/2024 so far. Really looking forward to those answers. Love doing our 4-word whatchamacallums. Topics, questions, whatever you want to call it. Happy episode 66, gang. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for sticking with us through 66. If you haven't, go back, check them all out. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast. It's all over. Luke and Naomi on air. That's where you find us. Until next time, have some fun this week and be excellent to each other.
Love you. Bye.